Hey, 49ers faithful. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates on our beloved San Francisco 49ers. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any breaking news or exciting updates about the Niners. Christian McCaffrey has recently stirred the pot in ways that few would have expected, and the football world hasn't stopped buzzing since. During what many are calling an off-the-record chat, McCaffrey didn't hold back when discussing Brandon Aiyuk, offering a blend of critique and unexpected praise that has left analysts scratching their heads. The rumor swirling around is that McCaffrey, known for his meticulous work ethic and dedication to team dynamics, questioned some of Aiyuk's choices on the field, suggesting that while the talent is undeniable, the consistency is something that might still be a work in progress. Yet, in the same breath, McCaffrey apparently highlighted moments where Aiyuk's instincts and agility created opportunities that few other receivers could capitalize on, sparking speculation that there might be more admiration than criticism behind the words. Sources hint that teammates were taken aback, wondering whether this mix of praise and critique was a calculated move to motivate Aiyuk or simply a candid reflection on his view of rising stars in the league. The buzz is intensified because McCaffrey rarely speaks openly about individual players in such a public, opinionated manner, making every syllable dissected by fans and pundits alike, feeding endless online debates about the meaning behind each remark. Some insiders suggest that McCaffrey's comments could be hinting at deeper rivalries or subtle warnings about team expectations, while others interpret it as mentorship in disguise, where McCaffrey is trying to push Aiyuk to a higher standard. What makes this chatter even juicier is that the interview was never intended for mass release, adding a layer of caught off guard, excitement that keeps the rumor mill spinning at full speed. Fans are now analyzing Aiyuk's last few games under a new lens, searching for evidence of what McCaffrey might have been alluding to, creating a whirlwind of speculation that seems impossible to settle anytime soon. The combination of critique and admiration has created an almost cinematic tension around Aiyuk's next moves, and every social media post or highlight is dissected as potential confirmation of McCaffrey's mysterious statements, fueling a cycle of rumor, conjecture, and relentless analysis that doesn't show signs of slowing down. According to whispers from sources close to the Panthers, McCaffrey's comments about Aiyuk were layered with nuance that the mainstream media barely caught in the initial reporting, suggesting that there is much more beneath the surface than a simple critique. Allegedly, McCaffrey highlighted Aiyuk's route running and physicality as areas of undeniable strength, contrasting them with moments where decision-making or timing could have been sharper, framing his words in a way that implies mentorship, subtle warning, and evaluative insight all at once. Those close to the locker room say McCaffrey has always been keen on setting standards, and in Aiyuk, he might see someone with the potential to disrupt games at the highest level, which naturally brings both admiration and frustration. Rumors also hint that McCaffrey's tone was calm but pointed, the kind of measured critique that could either inspire a player to excel or leave them questioning their next step, which has fans speculating about Aiyuk's possible reactions in future matchups. Observers note that the timing of these comments, right before key games, seems strategic, fueling theories that McCaffrey is not just commenting casually, but intentionally sending signals to both Aiyuk and the broader league. This delicate balance between praise and critique has prompted sports analysts to speculate endlessly, breaking down every nuance in interviews, podcasts, and social media posts, debating whether McCaffrey's message was personal advice, a challenge, or even a psychological tactic to keep opponents guessing. The rumor mill has even suggested that this dynamic could influence draft strategies, free agent decisions, and on-field chemistry in ways that fans are only beginning to consider, which adds a layer of intrigue to every play involving Aiyuk. There's also chatter that McCaffrey might have indirectly referenced other receivers in similar positions, creating a web of comparisons that sparks debates about player development, team loyalty, and the unspoken hierarchies within elite football teams. Social media has exploded with breakdowns of every gesture, quote, and micro-expression from McCaffrey, feeding a narrative that feels almost too cinematic to be real, yet everyone is treating it as a possibility, not just speculation. In this swirling mix of admiration and pointed critique, the line between rumor and reality becomes deliciously blurry, keeping fans, commentators, and insiders alike locked into constant analysis, generating endless conversation around two of the most dynamic players in the league. The result is a story that continues to grow with each retweet, podcast, and highlight clip, blurring the boundary between personal opinion and public spectacle, and it seems inevitable that McCaffrey's words will ripple through the league for weeks to come. Some insiders suggest that Christian McCaffrey's comments about Brandon Ayuk may have deeper implications than initially perceived, and this has fueled speculation among fans and analysts alike. The whispers in the league hint that McCaffrey, known for his leadership and attention to detail, might be subtly signaling to coaching staff and team management about areas where Ayuk could elevate his game, while also acknowledging moments of brilliance that make him a dangerous offensive weapon. This dual nature of his remarks has created a kind of narrative tension, with rumors suggesting that McCaffrey's intention could be to push Ayuk into a higher gear, perhaps even challenging him to redefine his approach to preparation, discipline, and execution on the field. Analysts are theorizing that these statements, though off the record, might serve as a motivational spark, designed to ignite not just Ayuk's potential, but also to subtly warn competitors that a new level of performance could be imminent. Social media platforms have become arenas for endless debate, with every highlight reel, sideline interaction, and post-practice comment being analyzed for hints of validation. The possibility that McCaffrey's words are part mentorship, part strategic signaling, has fans imagining a behind-the-scenes chess match where subtle psychological moves could influence the flow of the season. Some suggest that AIYUK'S next games will be under intense scrutiny, as everyone watches for changes in decisiveness, aggressiveness, or technical execution, interpreting every move as a response to McCaffrey's enigmatic praise and critique. This growing anticipation has given rise to a new layer of storytelling around NFL matchups, where individual dynamics between star players are dissected with almost cinematic attention. Rumors from training facilities indicate that McCaffrey's statements have not only captured fan attention, but also sparked internal discussions within team circles about performance standards, player mindset, and the unspoken expectations of elite athletes. Sources whisper that McCaffrey, ever the competitor, may have intentionally left his critique open-ended, allowing AIYUK and others to interpret it in multiple ways, creating a psychological environment where self-reflection and motivation intersect with public perception. Observers note that this approach is risky yet brilliant, because it forces players to confront their strengths and weaknesses under the spotlight, fostering both personal growth and fan engagement simultaneously. There is speculation that McCaffrey's choice of words was deliberate, designed to ignite debate, stir curiosity, and keep both players and audiences guessing, adding an extra layer of drama to the season narrative. Social media analysts have even started mapping the timing of his comments against team strategies, suggesting that there might be subtle correlations with game plans, practice intensity, or even draft considerations. In this swirling atmosphere, every press snippet, micro-expression, and sideline interaction is analyzed for hidden meaning, feeding an endless cycle of rumor, interpretation, and speculative reporting. Some believe that this dynamic could redefine how leadership and mentorship are publicly perceived in the league, especially when delivered by high-profile players like McCaffrey. The combination of public intrigue and private motivation has created a feedback loop of speculation, driving conversations not just about AIYUK, but about the art of influence, critique, and performance psychology in professional sports. Rumors even suggest that McCaffrey's approach may inspire similar commentary from other stars, creating a new standard for off-the-record revelations that blend admiration, critique, and strategy into one compelling narrative. Sources close to the locker room hint that McCaffrey's words may have been interpreted differently by various team members, sparking internal speculation and debate. Some teammates reportedly saw his comments as constructive, a mix of praise meant to encourage, while others allegedly read them as subtle criticism, designed to push AIYUK into re-evaluating his game approach. This duality has created a fascinating tension, as fans, analysts, and insiders attempt to decode the intention behind each statement. There are even rumors that coaching staff are using the buzz to their advantage, subtly encouraging narratives that enhance focus, discipline, and competitive fire. Social media has amplified this effect, with highlight reels, game footage, and micro-interactions dissected in search of validation for McCaffrey's cryptic praise and critique. Analysts speculate that AIYUK'S next performances could reveal whether these remarks sparked growth, created pressure, or ignited rivalry, feeding an endless loop of anticipation and scrutiny. Some suggest that McCaffrey's approach might be a masterclass in indirect mentorship, using public statements as a subtle motivator without overtly controlling the narrative. The ripple effects are not just confined to AIYUK, as other young players reportedly watch closely, learning how influence, perception, and commentary intersect at the highest levels of professional football. This scenario paints a larger picture of how elite athletes shape not only gameplay, but also team culture, fan expectations, and media narratives, creating a season-long story arc fueled by rumor, speculation, and subtle psychological maneuvering that captivates audiences and insiders alike. The intensity of this unfolding drama has positioned McCaffrey's offhand comments as a focal point for strategic discussion, competitive storytelling, and player development speculation across the league, offering a narrative that extends far beyond the field. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. This layered interpretation has elevated what might have been casual remarks into a full-blown narrative arc, with speculation feeding itself as fans anticipate outcomes. Whether AIYUK thrives under this pressure or responds differently remains uncertain, leaving the rumor mill spinning with predictions, hypotheticals, and dramatic possibilities. The ongoing conversation emphasizes how off-the-record comments can transcend simple opinion, influencing culture, performance, and public discourse simultaneously. Rumors indicate that McCaffrey's words might be part of a calculated strategy, where praise and critique are blended to create ambiguity, leaving observers guessing and stimulating debate. Some insiders suggest that by publicly acknowledging AIYUK'S talent while questioning his consistency, McCaffrey positions himself as both mentor and subtle competitor, sending messages that resonate within the team and across the league. Analysts have speculated that this tactic could be particularly effective because it challenges AIYUK to improve while simultaneously signaling to rivals that he is a player to watch. Fans and commentators have dissected every syllable, gesture, and social media hint, trying to ascertain whether McCaffrey's comments are motivational, strategic, or purely observational. Some sources even hint at potential ripple effects, from team strategy adjustments to draft evaluations, as managers and coaches consider how a player's response to such public critique could affect overall performance. The narrative is taken on almost mythic proportions, with every interaction between McCaffrey and AIYUK becoming a potential clue in an ongoing story. This swirling web of speculation transforms simple commentary into a psychological chess game, where influence, perception, and performance intersect. Ultimately, McCaffrey's statements have transcended mere opinion, creating a spectacle that blurs the line between rumor, analysis, and strategic intrigue, leaving fans captivated by every possible outcome. Whispers from league insiders suggest that McCaffrey's remarks could also be interpreted as a subtle test of AIYUK'S mental resilience, with speculation that elite athletes often use public commentary to gauge psychological fortitude. Analysts theorize that McCaffrey may have intentionally combined admiration and critique to see how AIYUK reacts under perceived pressure, a tactic that could provide insight into his readiness for high-stakes moments. Fans have eagerly dissected post-game interviews, practice footage, and social media interactions, hunting for evidence of change or adaptation in AIYUK'S approach. Some insiders hint that this dynamic might also affect team culture, as younger players observe how feedback, praise, and critique are managed by star players. The speculation extends to potential on-field adjustments, with theories that AIYUK may alter his routes, timing, or strategy in response to the perceived message, creating a feedback loop that blends performance, perception, and public discourse. Analysts have even suggested that McCaffrey's subtle psychological influence could impact future matchups, contract negotiations, or positional hierarchies within the team, further amplifying the ripple effect of these comments. The narrative surrounding McCaffrey and AIYUK has evolved into a multi-layered drama, where words off the field carry nearly as much weight as actions on it. Fans, pundits, and insiders continue to speculate endlessly, demonstrating how a few carefully chosen remarks can become a catalyst for rumor, analysis, and league-wide intrigue. Some rumors suggest that McCaffrey's nuanced commentary might also be designed to foster competition within the league, signaling to AIYUK and other receivers that performance excellence comes with constant evaluation, both publicly and privately. Analysts speculate that this dual approach of praise and critique creates a unique environment where players must constantly balance confidence with humility, potentially driving higher performance levels while increasing media engagement. Fans have taken this narrative to heart, meticulously analyzing gameplay footage, sideline behavior, and interviews for any signs of evolution or response. Sources hint that McCaffrey's influence may extend beyond AIYUK, as other emerging stars watch closely, learning how public statements can subtly shape perception, motivation, and professional development. The rumor mill continues to churn, fueled by the possibility that McCaffrey's offhand comments could have strategic, psychological, and cultural effects throughout the league. Analysts debate whether this form of indirect mentorship represents a new model for elite players, where influence is exerted as much through narrative and speculation as through direct guidance. Fans, insiders, and commentators alike remain captivated, with every micro-interaction between McCaffrey and AIYUK dissected for hidden meaning. This ongoing story has transformed a single conversation into a season-long narrative, blending rumor, strategy, and performance into a compelling spectacle. The speculation surrounding this dynamic demonstrates how elite athletes can manipulate narrative and perception, shaping expectations while leaving the ultimate impact uncertain. Finally, whispers from insiders indicate that the McCaffrey-AIYUK narrative may continue to evolve as the season progresses, with analysts, fans, and team personnel eagerly awaiting the next chapter. Rumors suggest that the interplay between critique and praise could manifest in surprising ways, from on-field adjustments to public statements that further complicate interpretation. Some speculate that AIYUK might embrace the challenge, elevating his performance in ways that validate McCaffrey's subtle guidance, while others think the pressure could generate tension or rivalry, creating a storyline rich with intrigue and speculation. Social media continues to dissect every nuance, building theories that range from mentorship strategies to psychological games, keeping the rumor mill alive and vibrant. Analysts highlight the potential for long-term effects on team culture, as other players internalize the mixed messages and adjust their approach to performance and accountability. Fans are captivated by the unfolding drama, interpreting each highlight or sideline gesture as potential evidence supporting the larger narrative of subtle influence and indirect leadership. McCaffrey's statements, whether intentionally strategic or candidly reflective, have ignited discussions that extend beyond AIYUK, encompassing themes of performance psychology, leadership, and media perception. This evolving story demonstrates the power of a single comment to ripple through an entire league, transforming rumor into narrative and analysis and speculation, keeping audiences on edge and engaged at every turn. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.